Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 16 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Sorry I was not able to get a episode up yesterday. I ended up being pretty busy, and this is my first full week of my internship, so still trying to get the hours down, but really do want to keep it up with at least one video on average per day. So you guys will have two uploads tomorrow, one probably in the morning/afternoon, and then one around the time that this video goes up. So we'll do my best to continue with the content. Hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for continuing to support it. We did also see an influx of subscribers recently thanks to the collab I did with Jwitz, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun ride if you do decide to stick along. Anyway, I'm still gonna be using Enosh's team as I gather a new team in game, so you guys will just have to bear with me a little bit longer, but I do think Enosh's team is a ton of fun, and it's something completely new in terms of the Rayquaza Groudon combination. We're gonna find Matek from Belgium with a rating of 1579 for the first game of today's episode. And as always, if you enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I would really appreciate it. We're going to get started with today's episode against a dual primal team. Very common, combination that we've seen all around. Although this one does have Landers as opposed to Thunders that we often see. Kangaskhan, Crest, Salamence, Kyogre, Groudon to round that out. Typically, I really like Weavile against these teams because Weavile immediately threatens Landers, Salamence, and Crest. And so that typically is a pretty solid option right from the get-go. These matchups are always tricky though because I want to bring both Rayquaza and Kangaskhan. Crest is obviously tempting as well. But I think Weavile Kangaskhan here is actually pretty solid because if I get a power up punch off, I can double edge away, and that's huge. And Weavile covers the Pokemon that threatens Kangaskhan, mainly the Landers and the Salamence. Although I don't think my opponent's going to bring Salamence here. But I feel like Weavile Kang is still quite the solid lead here. I do want Groudon, and it feels weird not bringing Rayquaza. I mean, Ferrothorn I think is honestly really solid here, but Rayquaza makes my Groudon's time a little bit easier. Yeah, I'm actually not going to bring Ferrothorn for once. I always like Ferrothorn seems like it's been the win condition almost all the time, but yeah, this time around just gonna try out something new. Weavile Kang just threatens immensely, and without Thundurus, Thunder Waving is also harder for my opponent, although I presume he'll probably have it on Crest. But if you lead Crest against Kang Weavile, then I obviously can just immediately go for a knockout. And he actually does go Crest against, Crest Groudon against Kang Weavile. So turn 1 I can double Fake Out. I can also go for something like a Fake Out onto Crest and a Power Up Punch if I'm predicting the Protect. Another safe play I can make is going for the Double Edge and the knockoff onto Crest. Although if I'm my opponent here, I mean you have a bunch of options. I could also double Fake Out, which is actually kind of tempting. I might just do that. It's my safest option here. I get some chip damage off against both Pokemon if he doesn't protect, and because if you're my opponent here, your plays are like Trick Room Crest, Protect Groudon, which is risky, or just Eruption, which is what I would do. He actually does end up protecting Groudon though, so a little bit risky, but it works out there. Like I said, nearly faked out and power up punched or just knock off double edge Crest. So I'm kind of surprised to see the fake out from my opponent's Groudon there, but it's fine. As it's leftovers. Interesting. So I could double up onto Crest right now. Which is probably what I want to go for here. Although this does kind of suck because it means I most likely will be losing. I mean, he'll probably go for an Eruption here. Yeah, so knock off, gets rid of the lefties, double edge will knock out Crest. I need to deny Trick Room because Trick Room is the scariest part of this game. So I knock out Crest there, that's good. Do we see an Eruption coming out of Groudon? Let's see. Nope, he has Fire Punch, that's good. Because that actually probably won't knock out Kangaskhan. But he gets a crit. That's frustrating. I'll bring in Groudon then. Or maybe not. Maybe I should bring in Rayquaza. That crit. Come on. If you bring in Kyogre, that would be really bad. So I'm going to bring in Rayquaza. He's probably going to bring in Kangaskhan though. Oh, it's Salamence. That's perfect. That is perfect. So no Kangaskhan, that's also perfect because Weavile has a much better matchup there. So what I'm going to go for here is just go straight for the Icicle Crash and the Waterfall. Obviously, I'm intimidated and I don't get, rain or anything up. But with the Assault Vest, I should be able to survive, a combination of attacks here. I do have a flinch chance with both of my Pokemon, and I have the speed advantage as well. So if I connect with Icicle Crash, that would be very, very nice. The Salamence here is going to Mega Evolve. See if he protects or not, though. No protect. Do connect with Icicle Crash. Let's see if this picks up the knockout. I know it's a damage roll. Nice. We pick up the knockout. So Salamence instantly goes down. That means I will have Weather Control in this game too now. Although actually not necessarily, because I won't be able to Mega Evolve. As Waterfall there does just under 50%. He's going to go for a Fire Punch here onto Weavile. Yep. Crits me. No burn though. So, yep, I mean, that turn was almost as perfect as I could have asked for. That actually just allows me next turn to Feint and Waterfall Groudon. Although I still won't be able to get the Rain Boost from Kyogre because Airlock is naturally up. It's actually kind of frustrating. Like, if I could Mega Evolve Rayquaza right now, I think I would just win the game. Mainly because I don't want Airlock to be up, but Airlock is forced to be up. So that's the one annoying kind of thing about this team. But, I'm just going to Feint here. And just Waterfall again. Yeah, because he's forced to, I mean, I guess you could Water Spout here. He actually doesn't protect either, which is a good decision. Getting a crit there on the Feint. So I'm going to Waterfall here. And knocks out Groudon. Nice. So Kyogre here probably wants to Water Spout, maybe Origin Pulse. He actually Ice Beams, which is perfect. That's excellent. Actually knocks the Rayquaza out. Wow, even with the Assault Vest. Was not expecting that knockout, but that's perfectly fine because now I get my free switch into Groudon. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I thought my opponent would have known I would have had Groudon in the back. So, like, if you know that, then you should prioritize knocking out Weavile and then hope that, you can just get a Water type attack. Because now I just get Sun Up and you're forced to Ice Beam me. And that's obviously not good. And Weavile, obviously not doing too much damage, but that knockoff chip damage won't matter because now I just knock off Thunderbolt. You have to Ice Beam one of my two Pokemon. And because I have Sun Up, Ice Beam's a 3 KO onto Groudon. If he's max speed, that would make this a little bit more interesting. As knockoff still does a pretty nice, like 25%, which is important because Thunderbolt here is probably going to do under 50%. Actually, probably a crit there, yeah. So this game's just full of crits. An Ice Beam coming out from the Kyogre. Gonna target down Groudon, but even a crit there. As it is a crit! Wow! We've seen so many crits this game. How crazy. But another knockoff will be able to seal up the deal. Even if I don't pick up the knockout and he wins the speed tie against Groudon, 2 knockoffs finishes out Kyogre. So, yeah, I think my opponent's play honestly would have been to go for a Water Spout and an Origin Pulse there instead of going for a Ice Beam. And I also was expecting to survive, but the knockout there ended up helping me more than anything. So, knockoff knocks out Kyogre, and we do pick up a win in the first game here. Weavile just helps out so nicely against these teams, especially when they choose to bring Salamence over Kangaskhan. Salamence as a Mega Evolution makes a lot of sense when you choose it because I've got, Rayquaza, I've got Groudon, and Salamence typically is a very nice matchup, especially when you're physical Groudon. But that's one of the nice things about this team. It doesn't rely on physical Groudon, it's entirely special, and as a result, I don't have to worry about intimidates at all from Salamence, and it makes the Salamence matchup a lot more fun as well. So, yeah, I mean, that was really nice. That turn played out perfectly. My opponent probably wasn't expecting the double knockout there, but we're going to pick up a pretty good win for the first game there. So we actually find T-Man from New York with a rating of 1698 for our next opponent. Tommy's actually a very solid player. Having top cut, I think, 3 different regionals this season. He's grown tremendously as a player. He's qualified for Day 1 of Worlds. I'll link his Twitter in the description below. He's just turned into a phenomenal player from the New York area. And this should be a fun match because you do see he has the Cradily. Otherwise, Yveltal, Groudon, Thundurus, Crest, and Mawile. So this should be a fun time. Haven't played Tommy in a very long time. I think we played on Battle Spot a while ago. I know he's been using this Cradily team for fun here and there. So it should be, like I said, a fun time. Let's see, Yveltal is very, very, very scary. I really dislike going up against it. Although I do feel like my Weavile and Groudon is a pretty solid lead combination. Definitely going to want that Rayquaza in the back. The question is Kangaskhan or Ferrothorn? Ferrothorn shuts down Mawile a little bit harder, and that's his only Mega evolution choice. Kangaskhan, however, does offer me Fake Out Pressure, and I can Power Up Punch and make plays from there too. But if I can eliminate Groudon, I feel like Ferrothorn's actually kind of a big deal here, so I'm going to bring Ferrothorn. I really also want to Mega Evolve my Rayquaza here, because he's got his own Groudon. And Mega Rayquaza has a decent time here. I mean, Mega Ray doesn't fare too well against Mawile, but neither does Kangaskhan. But yeah, this should be a fun match. Like I said, Tommy's become, he's always been a really solid player. One of the most consistent players at regionals in terms of making top cut. And like I said, he talked about 3 different regionals this year. And so I'm looking forward to this match because this is a Worlds caliber match. Something you could expect to see like in Worlds or even like Day 2 of US Nationals. We're actually going to see the Crest Yveltal lead here from Tommy against Weavile Groudon. And this is already kind of tricky because I could either Fake Out Eruption or Feint Eruption. And that, whether I choose correctly or not there, makes such a big difference. And that's stressful here. That's stressful. I really want to lean Feint. Go for the Feint play. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Feint. Well, I mean, worst case, Yveltal gets a sucker, or not, foul play against Groudon, which does like 45, since I'm not invested. Maybe just over 50. Then, yeah, we'll see. I mean, getting this call would be huge, because Yveltal is such a big threat, especially to my Rayquaza in the back. So, the reason I'm not Fake Outing here is because if I Fake Out until Protect, sure, Groudon doesn't take damage, but then Crest gets maybe an Icy Wind or a Thunder Wave off. So, if I can call this prediction correctly, I would eliminate Yveltal immediately. He could also switch out, obviously, but then, that eliminates, or not eliminates, but he removes one of the bigger threats. And he doesn't Protect! Oh, Tommy read into me. As I go for the Feint, and he's going to smartly just foul play. So, he predicted the Feint play there. Very nicely done. But like I said, because my Groudon is not, physical, I'm able to not take too much damage there. He actually goes for the Trick Room, which was not what I was expecting. That's interesting. Okay. I don't mind that too much, I think. But I do have to play this very carefully right now. I mean, you kind of have to double up onto Weavile here. I'm going to switch out into Ferrothorn, though. Ferrothorn just puts me into a better position, and he's probably going to want to stay in with both. Although he might withdraw Crest, which I think would be a really smart play. But Weavile is switching out, indicating he's not switching out this turn. And Yveltal's faster than Groudon, too, which I can obviously use to my advantage. So Groudon protects. He's going to Ice Beam. Yep. So we'll probably see a double target onto the Ferro slot, but I'm okay with that. Oh, he's got Oblivion Wing, though. Oh, that's annoying. Not because of the damage, but because he gets the heal from that. That's okay. That's fine. I could get another Eruption off here. I do want a Leash Seed here. That would be nice. He's probably got Groudon in the back, though. That's what I'm also scared of. What do you do here? Tommy's definitely been outplaying me so far in the game. He could also Sucker Punch Ice Beam Groudon, which is what I'm kind of scared of. I'm gonna Gyro Ball Yveltal. Let's double up onto it. Okay, he doesn't Sucker Punch, which means I could pick up a knockout here. Yep, he goes for an Ice Beam. Onto Groudon. Can't freeze me because the sun's up. And Thunderbolt comes off. Nice. Should pick up the knockout. Okay. Crit there. Don't think that mattered. Oh, actually it might have mattered. He might have been Assault Vest. Because Eruption did less damage than I originally expected after that foul play. But Yveltal is also so bulky, so I'm not entirely sure. Don't exactly know my Yveltal calcs too well. He's going to bring in Groudon. Yep, no surprise there. 2 more turns of Trick Room left. Do have my Weavile and Rayquaza in the back, and both of those are a big deal against Tommy's team here. But the question is, what does he go for? Actually, I'm just going to protect. Do I want to protect? No, I think I should actually switch out into Weavile and protect Groudon. Although he could read into that in Ice Beam, Precipice Blades, or Ice Beam Eruption. The Ferrothorn slot. Because getting a Fake Out next turn off would be huge. And I need Weavile to get a knockoff against Cress. Huh. Okay, I'm going for this. I'm not sure if that's the best play, but If I also eliminate Groudon, then Ferrothorn wins me against Cress and his last Pokemon. Unless he's got like an HP Fire somewhere. Oh, he actually withdraws Cress. That's actually ideal, because no matter what Groudon does here, Weavile survives and I get the Fake Out next turn. And his last one's Mawile. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Although Sucker Punch could still knock me out. And I actually should have considered that. Okay, let's see what Groudon goes for. Gonna Precipice Blades. Good play. Bring me down to my Sash. Last turn of Trick Room now. I don't think Sucker Punch will knock out my Groudon. So here we once again have a do I Fake Out or Feint mind game. Because if I eliminate Groudon, like I said, I win this game. I could Fake Out Groudon and Earth Power Mawile. That might be my safest play. Maybe I don't have to leave it to mind games. And if he double protects, then I can Earth Power the next turn either of his Pokemon. Since, like I said, Sucker Punch should not knock out Groudon at this range, because he doesn't have the Duck Aura boost. And if I can knock out Mawile, then he can't intimidate my Rayquaza and Waterfall, and Extreme Speed knocks out Groudon. I could have alternately Faked Out and Earth Power Groudon, but no, he could switch that out into Cress. Right now, the best thing I've got going for me is that Groudon's really threatening with Earth Power, which should be a one-hit KO on either. Okay, now let's see who protects or who doesn't. No Protect coming out from either, so I could have doubled up on Groudon there. He does Sucker Punch. If that knocks me out, it's game. It doesn't knock me out. But I didn't Earth Power Groudon. Okay, but I do eliminate the Mawile slot. Actually, I think I win now. Because now I can just Feint and Earth Power Groudon. So I think I should be good here, even though the beginning looked really scary. It's not over yet. Definitely not over yet. But Feint plus Earth Power should put him in Extreme Speed KO range, even if he's really bulky. If he's max speed here, that's the other scary concern that I've got right now. But I still have Rayquaza and Ferrothorn in the back for the late game. And Rayquaza, like I said, does have the Waterfall. It's why I didn't want to bring Kangaskhan into this matchup. I'm just sad we didn't see the Cradle lead, though. That would have been pretty hype. I mean, here I don't think there's any other play. It could knock off, I guess, but Groudon's the threat, right? Cress can't win against me offensively, and I've got Ferrothorn and Rayquaza in the back. And actually, no, this is kind of nice, because if he Trick Rooms, then Ferrothorn can just come in and Power Whip to seal up the game as well. So I think I've kind of trapped him here because I do have the Feint option, and there's not much he can do. He's going to be smart and not bother protecting Groudon. Going to go for an attack. But, you know, Feint I still think is the safest option here. Yes, I actually missed the knockout there, but now he's in Extreme Speed KO range. He actually misses the Precipice Blades on Groudon too, which is definitely unfortunate. Don't suspect that'll really matter because I think we'll see an Ice Beam. If he Trick Rooms here, I mean, that's game over. And he actually does Trick Room. Which kind of surprised about. I mean, he was probably expecting a knockout there. I don't think Trick Room really helps his case, though. I'll just bring in Rayquaza now. And, I mean, here you probably protect Groudon, but I'm not going to care. I have Assault Vest. I guess you go for a freeze at this point. But I'm going to switch out into Ferrothorn as well, so then I can just Power Whip that slot as well. And he can't beat Rayquaza and Ferrothorn. So that's kind of the game plan I was going for there. Great play by him, not going for the Protect with Groudon, knowing that the Feint, you know. But I was not going to risk that, because if he does Protect, and I somehow double into the slot and he gets Trick Room, then he actually wins the game there. So, you know, it's one of those where it's like risk versus reward. It's not really worth risking, even though you know he's most likely not going to protect there. And I do have the Assault Vest and the Air Current up right now. He is going to go for the Protect play with Groudon, which is what he needs to do. But like I said, I'm still going to play it safe here. Extreme Speed's just going to go into it. We're going to see Nice Beam, but with the Air Current reducing the damage and the Assault Vest, don't expect that to do even 50%. Wow, that does so little. And no freeze. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now he needs to hope he gets a double Protect off and gets a freeze. And that I miss Power Whip. So a lot of things need to go right for him right now. If this were a real VGC match, like Timer could definitely be a thing to consider as well. Although I don't think I would really need it. You know, an advantage like this definitely favors me in terms of Timer. He actually does pull off the double Protect with Groudon. So let's see if he gets the freeze as well and the miss. As Extreme Speed's going to go into that. Leech Seed at least connects, which is nice, but if he freezes me here, it's actually going to come down to, first of all, can I Unthaw, or can I get the Power Whip to connect? It's actually kind of scary. But you see how bulky this Assault Vest is, and he gets it! No freaking way. I mean, he still needs a lot to go right to win, but to even get a double Protect and a freeze, the odds there are already so slim. So I'm gonna Extreme Speed. Do I want to Protect here? Protecting might make more sense. I can't believe he got it. No way. I mean, here you want to go for a Fire type attack, obviously. I don't want to risk the miss. Yeah, I'll just Protect here. I can't believe he got it, though. That's unbelievable. Shoutouts to him for making the plays he has to. I mean, this is kind of one of the weird positions where you're like, okay, everything needs to go right for my opponent to win. But I don't want to, like, over-predict. I'm protecting here. To stay frozen. He's gonna Ice Beam. What does Groudon go for? Crits me there as well. Fire punches into Ferrothorn. Okay. This is unbelievable. My Groudon's almost knocked out, right? Wow, this actually might come down to a do I connect or not here. Does Gyro Ball knock out Groudon? I don't think it does. Oh, but he'll actually knock himself out from Fire Punch as well. So maybe I should Gyro Ball here. Oh, but then he could win on Timer. And I don't like that. So I'll Extreme Speed. And Power Whip. Oh, but he actually protects Groudon. Okay. Ion Thaw, though. That should be game then. Ice Beam won't knock me out here, unless he crits or freezes again. Because now I get the free switch and back into my Groudon. Yeah, no dice. And, well, he could still get another double Protect off here. Though even if he gets that off, I don't think he wins. But certainly made this endgame a lot more interesting. Now I just Extreme Speed, yeah, and I Power Whip. You have to hope you get a double with Groudon again. I don't think there's any way he can win this one. Maybe Timer. Timer could work in his favor because... no, actually it can't because Ferrothorn's so healthy and he needs a Fire Punch to knock it out. But he can't get that off. So, Rayquaza thawing there, meaning it should be able to seal this one up. Although, what's your play here if you're Tommy? You probably have to go for a Protect with Groudon. You definitely Protect Groudon. Or maybe you hope that I overextend. Nah, I don't think he has any out here, though. He gets it off again! This is actually ridiculous. Odds of just getting 2 double protects are, you know, 1/3 times 1/3, so a 9th there. And then Cret. Does Power Whip connect here, though? Okay, at least that connects. And Leech Seed here, I think, actually just picks up the knockout. Yeah. So this should be game regardless. I'd actually just be able to win off Timer here. I'm trying to think if there's any way he could win, even if he crits Precipice Blades. like, let's make this interesting. I'd have a guaranteed victory with timer here, but I don't want the guaranteed victory. I want to see if he, no, he actually, I don't think he has any chance of winning, because we know the Groudon on his end isn't bulky, or, sorry, isn't max speed, because it's clearly bulky. It survived the Earth Power with a good amount as well. So here I'll just Earth Power. Let's say he's max speed, he Precipice Blades, and even if he Precipice Blades, then I end up winning off timer as well. So I'm going to Earth Power, and let's just Gyro Ball. Yeah, and Earth Power connects. So that ended up being a very crazy game in which, I mean, Tommy was going for every play like he had to, but even with all that, I put myself into a position where he really didn't have any outs. But a scary finish for sure. I mean, he got 2 double protects off, a crit freeze onto Rayquaza. So, really, yeah, I mean, it makes games more exciting, right? Like, at least, it would have been frustrating to lose that one for sure, but that was a really, really fun one in which he absolutely outplayed me in the opening turns, but I had a pretty good team advantage. Bringing Ferrothorn, definitely the right call, and the turn where I doubled up onto Yveltal was a very big deal, because that just brought the momentum completely into my favor, and then eliminating Mawile in one shot with Earth Power as well. So very, very, very fun episode. Thanks to Tommy for a great game there. Go follow him on Twitter, I'll link that in the description below, as well as Enosh, who originally created this team. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna upload 2 more episodes tomorrow, so you can expect one early on and then one at this time tomorrow as well, to make up for the lack of an episode yesterday, and then hopefully we'll be able to get back on track with one a day. But yeah, it's gonna be it for this episode. A really, really fun one for you guys. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace.